Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Okay. I hope you can see me. Can you see me? Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys are doing well today. My name is Crystal Booth, okay? And we are live for our weekly uh YouTube live, you guys, okay? And we're following up today on what we've been talking about since last week. Trauma on Trauma Talks here. So welcome to Trauma Talks, you guys. If you have never been on Trauma Talks, hey, you need to check out this page. Okay, we got a lot of great content to help you through this journey of life, help you to heal trauma, and help you to, meet some of those goals you got on your 2026 goals list. Okay, you guys. So thank you guys for joining me again, you guys. All right. So we're talking about money won't heal you. Okay. That's what we're talking about today. All right. Welcome, you guys. All right. I'm glad that you're here. And if your relationship with money feels anxious, disorganized, or heavy, this space is for you. This conversation is for you. This trauma talks is for you. Okay. We're not here to shame you because of your choices or anything like that. We're here to give you, and we're here to help you get we give you a how to get we're not even here to give you a how to get rich strategy either. That's not what we're here for, you guys. We're here to talk about why money doesn't fix trauma. Okay, because a lot of people, yeah, what they do is they think, hey, once I get rich, then all my problems are going to go away, and that's not really true. So why more income won't regulate your nervous system. More income will not regulate your nervous system. Okay, so where does peace really truly come from? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, all right. So we're going to go deeper. We're going to help you to go deeper than just the superficial. Okay, which is money. Okay, we're going to help you to really figure out what really is going to yes, help you to gain that peace that you've been wanting your whole entire life. Okay, so um yeah, tonight we're going to unpack it all. We're going to talk about the neuroscience. We're going to talk about the financial anxiety. Okay, how trauma shapes our spending. That's some of the things that we need to talk about, right? You never thought about how trauma shapes your spending. Yeah, your earning, and it also shapes your giving. A lot of people don't know that. Okay, so what the Bible actually says about stewardship and safety, that's what we're going to go over today, and how to reconnect with money in a way that doesn't cost you your peace, because we don't want you to, you know, lose your peace on account of money, right? So let's do a really quick opening prayer, you guys, okay? Opening prayer. God, calm our nervous system. All right, soften our hearts today, Lord. Help us feel seen. Help us feel seen, okay? Not judged in this conversation. Teach us to align with you, not just hustle harder, okay? Speak through every breath and every silence. Yes. So that's what we're here to do today, okay? So again, thank you for joining me on Trauma Talks. If you ever been on this show before, if you've ever seen this page before, why don't you just put, go ahead and put live in the comments, okay? If you've ever been here before, or if you're just brand new, just put live first time, okay? Live first time, okay? In the comments, so that, yeah, I can make sure that I reach out to you, okay? So that I make sure that I say hi, okay? So again, my name is Crystal Booth, and basically I am a licensed clinical social worker. I'm also a trauma recovery coach, and I started this page because I really wanted to begin to help people overcome trauma. And, I felt like there's only so many hours in a day. How can I help people? How can I reach more people? And I thought, maybe having this page would help me to reach more people, and, be able to, teach you guys some of the things that I've learned along the way in my process of being a therapist and a coach. Right. So Today, we're going to be really getting into the nervous system and financial safety. So this is really going to focus on a lot on our nervous system. Okay, a lot of people don't know that their nervous system and has a lot to do with the choices that they make. It has a lot to do with their reactions in life. Okay, so let's go. Let's get into this. Okay, money equals safety symbol. Okay, all right. Money touches everything. Money touches everything. It touches our housing, our food, our safety. Yeah. It's like a safety symbol for a lot of people. That's what it equals. Okay. All right. Identity. So, of course, it activates the nervous system because it touches everything in our lives, relationships, job, of course, you know, a lot of things. So, let's get into that. Trauma response. It's some of the trauma responses when the nervous system doesn't feel safe, you guys, it doesn't care how much it is in your what's in your bank account. Money does not care. Your nervous system does not care, should I say, how much is in your bank account. No. You could have to fix six figures, or you could have uh you could have six figures, or you know, any of those kinds of things, high amounts of money. It doesn't matter. That does not determine your nervous system, okay? Survival equals regulation, okay? All right? Survival does not equal regulation. No, it does not. If you grew up in scarcity, your body might still be waiting for another toe to drop, even when there's enough, okay? All right? It might be looking for another shoe to drop, even when things seem normal. So let's get into this today, you guys. Peace, I leave with you peace. My peace I give you. I do not give you what the world gives you, but I give you peace. That's in John 14:27, you guys. So if if you have some time, why don't you go ahead and pull up a piece of paper and pen, and yeah, let's get into this today, you guys. Okay. So thank you guys for joining me. Okay. So let's get further into this, to the self-empathy part of this, you guys, because if your nervous system is off, if your nervous system doesn't feel safe, a lot of the times you won't feel safe with money. So let's close your eyes and place your hands on your heart. We're gonna start with this, okay? Think about your current finances right now, not just the numbers. Think about what it feels like. Okay, where does your body tighten? Okay, where does your body tighten? Is there heat, cold, tension? What belief rises up in your body? Okay, then say gently to yourself, "No wonder I feel this way." Let compassion enter that moment. See what I'm saying? You're showing yourself empathy when you need it the most. Okay, let this linger. All right. Let this linger for a minute. Okay. Say gently to yourself, "No wonder I feel this way." All right. That's how it's done. That's how self empathy is done. Okay. What is your body trying to protect you from financially? What is your body trying to protect you from financially? Okay. All right. Money can amplify what what's already there. A lot of the times when we have money problems, it amplifies the problems that are already there. Does that make sense? It cannot create safety though. If your nervous system is still stuck in survival, money is not going to get your body out of survival. You actually have to begin to work through those emotions separate from survival, okay? You have to, money cannot do it for you, is what I'm trying to say, okay? So clients who double their income but still live with fear. A lot of the times that's what we do. You double your income, and your nervous system still doesn't feel safe yet because there's so many things going on that's keeping you from feeling that way. Okay. So the rush of buying something is a nervous system hit. Okay. So if you see yourself doing that, that's because your nervous system is not feeling safe. Okay. Why budgeting doesn't stick when your body is in freeze. It's a lot of the times people are saying, like, why don't I budget? Why can't I budget? Why do I always, spend too much? It's because your body is in freeze mode. Your body doesn't settle. Okay. All right. So let's get into the neural lens here. High cortisol, urgency spending. Yeah. When you see yourself doing urgency spending, all right, freezing, that's money avoidance. Okay. And overgiving, fawn response, mass as generosity. Okay. So we talked about that a little bit last week about how that is, um, you know, the fawn response, that over generosity, just over giving. Okay, that's a fawn response. So see, these are all neural. These are examples of your neurobiological system not being in safety. So when you see high cortisol, urgency, when you see yourself spinning, that's because your body's in high cortisol. Or when you see yourself in freeze response, you know, a lot of the times you'll be avoiding your bills or avoiding money, talking about money or anything like that. You'll notice that, okay? Or if you see yourself over giving, that's a fawn response, masked as generosity. A lot of the times you'll think, oh, I'm just being generous, but you're really operating in a nervous system response. All three of those are nervous system responses, okay? So take that in, okay? Let's go into another scripture here. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. That's in Psalms 127, 1. Okay? So let's rebuild your money story with God at the center, not fear. You understand what's happening here? So those were neurological responses in your body. But see, the word can help you to recalibrate that. Okay. So self-empathy, exercise number 2. Okay. So we're gonna do another. So we're gonna be doing a lot of self-empathy exercises throughout our lives. I hope you guys don't mind. Okay. That's what this is all about. Really getting in there and doing the work. Okay. A lot of the times I get on and I talk about different topics, but this is the live that we're gonna be doing once a week, where we're gonna actually be doing the work. So yeah, let's just tune in, let's focus in, and let's get the work done, because it's when we get this work done that we're going to see the true shift in our money issues. Okay. So this is talk to the younger you. This time we're going to talk to the younger you. Okay. All right. If you're going to talk to, like, whatever age you were 10 years old or whatever age you were, um, you know what I mean? This is what we're going to talk about. Okay. For, yeah, we're going to help you go back to that younger part of yourself. Okay. So let's get into it. If you saw yourself at the bank or wherever, you first noticed that you had money issues or money fears. I guess that would be the best way to say it. Maybe you were 10 years old. It doesn't matter what the age you were, but go back to that moment. Okay. And notice how you felt. Take yourself back to that moment. Okay. What would they feel? What would that 10-year-old you feel? Were you in panic? Was it shame? What emotion did you feel in that moment? All right. So you're going to write a short note to that younger self. Okay. And you're going to remind them that they're safe now. Okay. You're not alone. You're not surviving. We're stewarding. So you're going to go in to your body and you're just going to take a notice of that. What do you feel? Let, let it breathe. Okay. Breathe in. Okay. We're not surviving. We're stewarding. That's how you're going to talk to your younger self, okay? Remind them. Allow yourself to feel what you were feeling at that moment, but go right to that part of you and begin to give them compassion. Give that part of you empathy, okay? And this is a scripture you can go along with it. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Psalms 23:5. Okay, so let's breathe in. Allow yourself to connect with that younger version of yourself that may have been in panic or shame or disillusionment around a money issue. Okay? All right? Because God's order isn't restriction, it's freedom. So if you've had this kind of issue before, that wasn't God. That wasn't his intention. Okay? That was a situation that happened to you that you didn't have the support or the knowledge or the wherewithal to work through it. And that's why we're doing this um, live on money issues. Okay. So budgeting isn't punishment, it's peacekeeping, you guys. Giving is an obligation, it's overflow from safety. So if we're giving from not from safety, then we're probably over giving. Just saying. Okay. Saving isn't hoarding. It's wisdom when it's spirit led. Okay. So that's the things that you have to keep in mind. Okay. All right. So the plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. That's Proverbs 21:5. Okay. So hustle versus rest. Okay. That's what we got to keep in mind. Are you going to be in hustle or are you going to be in rest? Control versus stewardship and fear versus freedom. Okay. All right. What would change if you believe your needs were already seen before you perform? What would happen if you saw that your needs, yeah, were already seen before you performed? You would what would change there? That's what I'm offering you to reflect on today, okay? All right? Okay? So let's continue, you guys. Thank you guys for joining me on Trauma Talks, okay? This is a really, really deep one. A lot of people kind of have a difficulty with this topic, okay? It's not an easy topic to talk about. A lot of people avoid this topic because it brings a lot of emotions, a lot of anxiety, okay? It's not easy, okay? But if we able to, you know, venture into it, then we're able to get the results. Where do you feel unsafe in money right now? Check in with yourself. Ask yourself that question. Where do you feel unsafe in money right now? And you can chat. You can put that in the chat, okay? Where you feel unsafe in money, okay? What's one lie trauma taught you about provision? Okay? One lie that trauma taught you about provision. And what's one truth you want to start embodying when it comes to money? Okay? All right, use this. That makes sense, okay? And let's breathe to use the term when you speak to that part of yourself, just say that makes sense. Why you believe that, you know? Don't acknowledge that this was a um a belief that came out of the current situation that you found yourself in. If that makes sense, okay? All right. I hope you guys are following me with these exercises today. Okay, this is Trauma Talks. If you're just chiming in, if you're just jumping on with us, okay, we're talking about money issues. We're talking about how money can't heal you. It really can. Okay, you have to do the work. You have to actually heal. Okay, the money is if you put the money on top of it, it's not gonna fix it. Money doesn't heal you. God does. God heals you. Stewardship isn't control, it's co creation. When your nervous system feels safe, giving becomes joyful. Okay? Budgeting becomes peace and rest becomes holy. Okay? All right? So let's do another prayer. May God restore peace to your nervous system. Focus in. Take notice of what your body, any tightness that you might feel, any stress. May your hands steward with grace. May your heart receive without fear. And may you no longer perform for worth, but receive it as already given. Yes, okay. Receive it as already given. Replay available is going to be available after this, you guys. All right. So the replay is going to be available. All right, you guys. And we're also going to have some in the sand store. I want you guys to check out the sand store. We're going to have a lot of material in the sand store on this money topic. Okay. We're going to have a little ebook in there. So I want you to go in there and, check it out. Okay. We're going to have it in there probably by next week. So I want you guys to go in there and check it out. We're going to have one more of these healing sessions, and then we're going to have the ebook to really, really explain all of this that we've been talking about over the last, well, now 2 weeks. Okay. So, so thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining me on this. Okay. So let's kind of go over this a little bit more. Okay. All right. A little bit more. All right. So if you've ever felt pressure, panic, or shame around money, that's what we're talking about. If you try budgeting harder, you try praying harder or working more, okay, it still didn't feel safe with money. Okay, that's why we're going over this. Okay. We're talking about why more money doesn't fix trauma. And it doesn't, okay? Because your nervous system still believes you're unsafe. And safety, money cannot cause you to gain safety. Okay, no amount of income will bring peace, safety. You have to do it through the work that we're doing here with our nervous systems, the work that I'm teaching you how to do here. Okay, all right, that's how it's actually done. Money is just there for you to do what you need to do with the money to steward it. But but the nervous system has to be dealt with separately. That makes sense. Okay, so that's kind of what we're talking about. All right, today we explored the neuroscience behind financial anxiety. We also explore how trauma impacts, money decisions, what scripture says about peace and provision, and how to bring regulation back to your money story. You got to bring regulation back to your money story, okay? All right? So, I hope that explains everything, okay? We'll just go over it one more time with you, okay? Money isn't just a math problem, you guys. It's not a math problem, okay? It's a safety signal, okay? So when you don't feel safe, your body doesn't care how much is in your account. No, because your nervous system doesn't track numbers, it tracks threat. Okay. So that's how this works with money. Okay. This is why some people still feel anxious with six figures in the bank. Okay. All right. It's not greed, it's survival, you guys. Okay. All right. The body remembers what the mind forgets. The body remembers what the mind forgets. Okay. All right. Especially when it comes to provision, shame, or loss. So, if you had a situation that happened in the past, likely the body is going to remember that and it's going to have an imprint in your system. And until you address that, no amount of money is going to fix that. Okay? All right? Because the body still remembers what happened to you in the past. If you had, maybe you got kicked out of an apartment because you didn't have money. Maybe your mom got kicked out of an apartment. I don't know. Maybe you were homeless. Maybe you lost your job and you couldn't pay your bills. All those trauma stories. Okay, that's what I'm referring to in this trauma talks today in this live event. Okay, all right, the body remembers what the mind forgets. Sometimes you forgot all this stuff happened to you, okay? Especially when it comes to provision and shame, all right? Or loss. The body remembers that. The body keeps score, okay? Let me say this clearly. You're not bad with money. You're carrying a money trauma. Okay. So that's what we're here to heal today, your money trauma. Okay. And it's time to bring that story into healing. You got to bring that story into healing. So that's what I want you to do to prepare for next week. I want you to get your story together, bring your story into this healing session so we can do the work together. Okay. Let's break this down with some simple brain science here on Trauma Talks. Okay, your amygdala is your brain's smoke alarm. It detects threat even before you're conscious of it. It detects threat. Okay, all right. So if you associate money with danger, shame, or punishment, guess what? That alarm goes off. Okay, even if you're safe now, it still goes off. Okay, then your body floods with cortisone. Okay, your thinking brain shuts down. Right, you freeze to avoid panic or you overcompensate. Like I said, the overgiving. All right. You're not failing though. Okay. Your body is trying to protect you from what it perceives as a threat. Okay. And what it remembers as a threat, to be even more specific, what it recalls as a threat. And you may not even have the memory, you just may have the body sensation of it. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. We're doing somatic work. Okay. All right. And so I hope that explains. All right. You're not failing though. It's because your body remembers this. Okay. Even if you don't remember it. Okay. All right. The body keeps score. This is why self discipline fails without nervous system safety. You cannot budget your way out of fear based patterns. You cannot budget your way out of this. All right. A lot of people are like, if I just budget, then I won't have this anxiety. Guess what? That doesn't work. You're still going to have to attend to that nervous system. Otherwise, it's not gonna, you're still gonna find yourself getting really anxious around money topics. Or, if you have some sort of uh situation that comes up with money, you're gonna start operating in your old patterns again. Okay? All right. So place your hand on your chest and belly. We're gonna do it again. You're gonna breathe in slowly through your nose. Hold for a moment. You're gonna exhale through your mouth. Now think about money, not numbers, just a feeling. Where does your body react? Take notice of that. Where does your body react? Tight jaw, all right, sinking belly, pressure in your chest. Now say this really softly to yourself. Of course, I feel that. It makes sense. Of course, I feel that. All right. You're not weak. You're wise. Body is intelligently designed. Your body has been carrying this for years. Okay. Let's begin this shift together, you guys. I love doing this work with you, okay? More money doesn't create safety if your system is still stuck in fear, okay? All right, you probably tried making more money, spending to feel relief, excuse me, spending money to feel relief. Yeah, it happens. Okay, giving to earn peace. Okay, maybe if I just give, I'll feel peaceful around this money issue. Or avoiding everything until it crashes. I've been there before where you just, I don't even want to look at it. Yeah, that's what you've probably tried to solve this problem before, but that's not how it's solved. It's solved in the nervous system, okay? Money can't heal what trauma broke. Money cannot heal what trauma broke. It doesn't have anything to do with money at this point. It has to do with the trauma that you need to heal. You get it? Only God can do that for you. And He doesn't do it through control, He does it through love, order, and truth. Yeah, through compassion, through empathy. Okay, so let's anchor in this right here. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you, not as the world gives. I do not let your heart be troubled. That's John 14:27. Okay. All right. Peace doesn't come from your paycheck, it comes from your source. Okay. We kind of talked a little bit about this last week. God's peace doesn't, uh, f- you know, fluctuate with the market. It's steady, secure, sufficient, not controlling, not chaotic, not fear based. No. Mm-mm. All right. So let's do an empathy exercise. Okay. Close your eyes if you're able to. If you can't, you can't. But if you can, close your eyes. Imagine your younger self. Maybe you're 10, maybe you were 12 years old. Imagine showing them your current bank account, your bills, your life. What do they feel? Think about that. What do they feel? Fear, confusion, panic? Now speak gently to them. You're safe now. You can say your name. You can say the name of your younger self, which is your name, of course. You're safe now. You're not alone. You're not surviving anymore. We're stewarding. You're not surviving anymore. We're stewarding. You're safe now. You hear that? You're not alone. We're not surviving anymore. We're stewarding. Write down one thing you want that younger you to know about safety, money safety. One thing. Hold that truth really close. Okay? Let's talk about God's order. Okay? Let's talk about God's order. All right? Because we're not done with this. Budgeting becomes a boundary, not a burden. All right? That's what budgeting is. It's not about a burden. It's a boundary. And once you feel safe inside, you can then create boundaries for yourself. It's okay. Boundaries are good. Saving becomes wise, not hoarding. Okay? So you start to see things differently. When you start to feel safe inside, when you let your younger self know you're not surviving anymore, that you're stewarding, yeah, now you feel safe inside. Now we can have a talk about boundaries. Now we can have a talk about saving, you know? Now we can even have a talk about giving. Not giving from a place of overflow, not from a place of guilt. Saving from a place of being wise, not from a place of hoarding. Okay? You see the shift here? Budgeting from a place of boundaries, not from a place of burden. Okay? You see the difference now? God's design isn't to restrict you. It is to protect your peace. Okay? In Proverbs 21:5 says, the plan of the diligent lead surely to abundance. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. But diligence isn't burnout, it's discernment. And that starts with regulation. Okay? You cannot steward what you fear. You cannot receive what you resent. Okay? You cannot give what you feel safe holding. Okay? All right? All right. So let's continue. Let's pause for you to reflect and share. Okay? What is your biggest money trigger? I want you to write that down for next week. What's your biggest money trigger? What's one lie trauma taught you about provision? And then I want you to write what's one truth you want to start living after this series we do. What is one truth you want to start living around money? Okay. Take a breath after each one, write on it, put that on your paper. Okay. Get ready because we're gonna be giving you the worksheet in the last week. Okay. All right. Take a breath after each one. You don't have to rush. Okay. Write each one. Okay. All right. Let your body hear that truth. Okay. That you're no longer in danger. Okay. Let me leave you with this, you guys. You don't have to hustle for healing. Mm-mm. You don't have to hustle for healing. You don't have to for provision. You don't have to fear your finances. Okay? You're already seen. You're already loved. You're already held. So let's pray. All right? Let's pause for a final prayer. All right? God, give us the serenity. Give us the serenity to correct the things that we can change, courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference, you guys. And remember, you can replay this. Okay. It'll be on the YouTube channel. All right. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. This was great. I really appreciate it. I had a really great time with you guys. I hope this was helpful. I try to go as deep as I can and really explain it. So hopefully you understand it. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one next week on 5 p.m. 5 p.m. on Mondays. Okay. So thank you guys. Okay. Have a great one. Bye bye.